All right, to the markets now. We see demand for Fidelity Bank shares. That surge on the NGX ahead of its upcoming public offer and rights issue launch. That's coming up today. Over 1 billion shares were traded, reflecting strong investor interest in the Tier 2 lender. The bank's combined offer includes a rights issue of 3.2 billion ordinary shares, priced at 9 naira 25 kobo per share, offered at a ratio of 1 new share for every 10 held as of January the 5th, 2024. And we can see the markets yesterday. Let's see the close for yesterday's trade. That was the first trading day of this week in the holiday shortened week. We'll see a mild drop there for the NGX all-share index. Marginal loss there about 0.08%, but we'll see about 48 billion naira. That was wiped out from the market cap in yesterday's trade. Let's look at the trading activity there. We see it was all green. A lot of buy interest, volume 1.38 billion shares. That was what was traded. And for the value, worth 16.48 billion naira. That's what was traded yesterday with deals 9,900. So we see there was a lot of investor appetite in the market yesterday. Let's look at the sectoral performance. We see the banking and oil and gas. That was shining yesterday. Banking 0.51%, about 0.5% up. Yesterday, consumer goods, that was marginally down 0.09%. Then we see flat movement for industrial goods. For the insurance counter, that's also in financial services, that was down 0.14%. Normally, when we see the banking counter up, we normally see the insurance counter up, but it's a different play. That's from yesterday. Let's look at the top trades now for the market. Yep, that's it. Fidelity Bank, 1.01 billion units. That was traded there. Big move there by investors, and we see ICO 60.67 million. But talking about investment at this time with economic headwinds, multinational exits, can retail still make money in Nigeria's capital market? Join us for this conversation now is Mr. Ayodeji Ebo, who's the MD Optimus by AfriInvest. Great to have you on the show.
Yeah, good morning, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, so I guess the $1 million question right now, how can retail still make money in this challenging economy? Because even with the headwinds, the macroeconomic headwinds, we saw the equities market did reach the highest levels ever in this economy. So talk to me about how retail can actually make money in this economy.
Okay, thank you. I think the first thing that we need to understand is that stock markets or stock investing is for long term. If you are trying to game the market, yes, you may win sometimes, but you can also easily lose if you are trying to just game the market, which means you are trying to be speculative, which is short term. Those should be left for professionals, those that sits with the system on a daily basis. But for investing in the stock market, it should be long term. So once you have the understanding of that, one, it helps you to minimize your risk and also minimize your losses.
Mr. Ebo, I'm so sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Ebo, but you just hold that thought. We'll continue right after this. We're joining a live coverage right now, official flag off for the construction of the Gusau International Airport. We're joining that live event right now in Zamfara State. But this goes on other platforms. All right, Mr. Ebo, you can finish your thought now.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so it's important to understand that. Secondly, there's still a lot of opportunities. So depending on the strategies that we are using, the first one that you need to note is if you know you don't have much time to check or to trace, to follow prices, you can invest in equity mutual funds. Mutual funds are managed by professional portfolio managers, and they track these stocks for you. So you're able to buy in units, and when they pay dividend, they go after the dividend. Secondly, going long term, identifying stocks that have strong fundamentals. So you would see, and some of the stocks I will mention, these are not recommendations, these are just for examples. For instance, you look like a stock like MTN, stocks that had FX impact last year. But when you see that in terms of business-wise, their business strategy is still intact. What led to the major loss in some of those other companies were because of the FX policy that impacted on their profits, on their profitability. So you know that if you invest in this stock for the long term, when they are able to walk back from that loss position to profit, then that stock will rebound significantly. So if you have this other, if you were comfortable to buy that stock, let's say when it was 300 naira, for instance, and now that it's at 214 naira, you should be able to buy more. These are the strategies that people adopt for the long term that gives them significant return. You will see banking stock now. You need to also understand the dynamics of banking stocks. Rights issues are coming out, public offers are coming out. Do you understand the impact? Should you be buying now or should you be buying later? These are some of the decisions that you will need to make given the dynamics of the market. So, but by and large, there are still a lot of opportunities. So if you want to even be very conservative, look at the stock from a dividend yield perspective. So if dividend yield is looking at it, the dividend that is paid per share relative to the share price you are buying the stock or you purchase the stock. So if I'm buying the stock at 20 naira and the dividend I will get is 2 naira, that's like 10% dividend yield. So when you know that that is consistent over time, even if the price comes down from 20 naira to 15 naira, that you are still guaranteed that based on your purchase price relative to the dividend and has been growing consistently, you will be getting cash flow on an annual basis. That also helps you as an investor. So we believe that there are still opportunities in the Nigerian stock market, and that is depending on how you want to strategize yourself to take advantage of opportunity.
Okay, talking about opportunities in the capital market, we know most times you see high risk opportunities. They bring high reward. Most of the time. But looking at the state of things at this time, your disposable income is almost disposed. At this time, is the strategy to avoid all high risk investments at this time, or do you still put some of your portfolio towards high risk investments?
Hey, thanks. I like the word you used, which is because when we talk about portfolio, it's having different asset classes. You are investing in fixed income, which has less risk. You are investing in stocks that is considered high risk, and other alternative assets that may be considered high risk. So, depending on your risk appetite, it is good that you have a certain portion in also stocks, which you said the higher the risk, the higher the return. So that doesn't mean that you shouldn't invest in high risk investment, but you can minimize your exposure. That's the amount that you invest in the stock market. But you made a valid point that given the high inflation, consumer wallet being constrained, how is it still very convenient to invest? And we used to say this about savings and investments. Yes, it's really a tough time, but it's also about discipline. And there's no minimum amount that you can't start with, because when you have most of the myths is that you must have enough money before you start investing. You can start from most platforms now to invest in the Nigerian stock market with as low as 1,000 naira, even as 100 naira. You can start investing. So you would see that if you are consistent, if you are investing 1,000 naira based on your capacity on a monthly basis, at the end of the year, that is 12,000 naira. If you are consistent with that, you would increase it over time when things improve. And before we look back in the next 10 years, in the next 15 years, you would have grown your investment. It is about the consistency, not even about the amount that you put in when you want to compound or when you want to grow wealth.
All right, so what are you expecting for market close today? We got the first trading day for the week. That was yesterday, and with a marginal drop there. What are you expecting for the close today into tomorrow?
Okay, I think that the market will still remain a bit volatile, given the high interest rate in the fixed income market. Yes, some of the banking stocks trying to stabilize, given the expected issues and offers that is ongoing. But we believe that after even those rights issues, those offers, which means that there will be increase in the number of outstanding shares, there would be a bit of correction on the stocks of on the prices of some of those stocks. But that doesn't mean that it now presents more opportunities to even buy more, even if you have participated in the rights issue and the offer. So we believe that it will still be very volatile. It may close a bit positive given what is happening within the banking sector space, and it may close a bit slightly positive today. But when you look at the overall market, it's also good to look at the performance based on sectors because there are some, when you look at the top 5, top 6 stocks, their performance has a way to also concentrate concentrate or skew towards the overall index. So whatever is happening to those top 5 stocks may impact the overall index, which necessarily may not be the total performance of other markets or other stocks in the basket.
All right, definitely. We'll keep tracking to see how the markets close. And you heard it from Mr. Abel, who's saying there's still opportunity, in Nigeria's capital market. We'll keep tracking to see how that goes. Thank you so much, Mr. Ayodeji Abel, MD Optimus by AfriInvest. It was great having your perspective.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
All right, that's it from me on Business Morning. We'll give you a summary of the stock market close at the end of day today and the FX market close at the same time. I'm Ladi Williams. Thank you so much for watching. It's back to the Sunrise Daily team.